Hi there. This is my section on gestures. In the first clip in our module 8, I had taken note of all the gestures that we learned and I focused on 4 specific ones. I tried to focus more on the ones that I thought were more drastic from each other. Say in America, they meant something very different than something in Vietnam or Latin American countries. Something very interesting that I found was a lot of the English aligned countries, the dominant English countries, were very aligned when it came to meaning. And I'll give you a few examples in a second, but places like the UK, America, and whether it's Canada or the US, Australia, those seem to have a lot of the same types of gesture meanings. So say, for example, you put your thumb in the middle of your pointer finger and your middle finger. In Canada, Australia, and the US, it means I got your nose. In Turkey, though, this can seem aggressive and rude. And in addition, in sign language, this is actually a T. And if you shake it, it can mean I need to use the bathroom, I need to use the toilet. So the fingers crossed is my second one. And this also has another English alignment. In Australia, UK, and the US, this all can mean good luck. And it's very interesting because in Vietnam, it's very drastically different. This can be very lewd, very sexual. It reminds them of women's body parts. And it is considered very offensive. So this is something that you would not want to use in Vietnam. In ASL, in American Sign Language, you would actually use this for an R in sign language. And if you needed to use the restroom, this is another sign for that. You could do the T for toilet, and R could be used twice like this for restroom. So the fingers together making this type of gesture. This can mean in Italy, what is this? In Congo, this can mean a small amount of something. And in Turkey, this could mean beautiful. In ASL, this can mean depending on your facial structure, and your facial structure is very important when you're using gestures in sign language because it can determine 2 different meanings. If you do this in sign language, you kind of arch your brow, you act like a question is being asked. This means, what shall I do? When you use it with just a regular straight face, it just means I've purchased something. So then the last one, the last gesture I chose was the rock on, the rocker gesture. In the US and in Canada and in Australia, this can mean rock on. However, in Brazil and Latin American countries, this can mean that your spouse is cheating on you, which I found very, very interesting. This is the first time that I've heard of that gesture before. So it is very important to remember that everywhere you go, certain gestures like pointing, like peace signs, can be so normal to you when you were raised in America. And traveling abroad, we need to make sure, or teaching abroad, we need to make sure that we are using our gestures appropriately because they can mean very different things.